Hey guys, we're going to do another reading. We're going to look at another angle, University of Idaho murders. Now, a couple of things I'm going to look at. Did quite a pretty big read last night. Pretty much eliminated Jeremy the neighbor. He's done, right? We're finished with that. I'm comfortable with that now. As someone else, okay? So that you could check that out. I know I've got a whole lot. Sometimes you gotta probe. It would be easy if it just come to you real quick, but it's okay. It's okay. A few things there. There's a couple angles I'm going to go ahead and look at because some things were popping up. So one thing you always want to pay attention to little details. I guess you could say that's where my Virgo moon comes in. That's the little part that doesn't miss a detail. Just the little things going on. That's why look at the stars, look at the charts. What's going on? What moon was it in? It was in Cancer that night, right? On November 13th. All that stuff. Just pay attention to all the little details. They may seem insignificant. Just like the dog. The dog may be a little more important than we know, right? Okay? And that was in read 1, but I kept that one back. I told you that when I do the Jeremy, there's something about the dog. He does walk a dog. But there was also a skin dog in October, right? There was a skin dog. So, Spirit's like, let's look deeper at that dog. Another reason I want to look just a wee bit deeper at that dog is a couple things. Last night, I got kind of the Hermit card to kind of represent the person. A little bit of energy there, especially when it came to, I don't feel they're in a fraternity. Sorry if I use sorority and fraternity interchangeably. A wee bit tired last night. I don't feel they're in a fraternity. They may have been blocked or kicked out of one. Okay? Pretty much a loner. Student, feel they were at the bar. Grubhub. But what I have not looked at, to answer, the Ten of Cups comes up in quite a few layouts that I've done. Ten of Cups can represent a home, a happy home, home life, and things like that. And I know there's lots of focus on the house, focus on the house. So we're going to look a wee bit at the dog. I want to focus on the dog. I'm just going to go narrow, don't miss this detail because it could be really important. It could be a little more important than people realize. Some people are paying attention to the dog. I know the dog was going to be relevant. I wasn't sure exactly what. This could be about loyalty, for example. Dogs are loyal. That's what it means. But, And then, but yes, other speculations. I want to answer that question. Because that's one thing I just need to kind of channel a little energy. Has the person been in the house before? And did they know this layout? Because I know there's profiles. It's like a maze. It's a confusing house. They would have to know the layout. And I'm just, when I hear that, do they have to? I mean, okay, let's just flesh it out a minute. Okay, so you see you're high on adrenaline, your rage, whatever it is, and I know it looks like today that the father did confirm that Kaylee had said something in past that she felt someone was stalking her. Okay, she did feel that. And so, and there's a lot, Nancy Grace's, but I know everybody's putting in 2 cents. I really want to look at the father, though. That's a huge revelation. I know he's probably going to keep some things back, but he did want to reveal that. He did. She had made mention she felt she was being stalked. Now, and remember, Kaylee, if you look at that just came today from what I understand, if you look at my very short, the target energy. Okay. All right. So he said that. But, and that's one of the things, definitely kind of there, maybe look, some kind of look or something like that. Some people feel, may have known, maybe not closely, intimately, but knew of. Okay, and then I'm sure there's information we don't know. Had she ever made a report? Had she ever called police? Had the father said, hey, make a report? I don't know. Okay, so we're not sure of that. But some kind of uncomfortable, maybe spotted at that night, maybe looked, or maybe this weird look happened for, but it feels like that night, but I definitely, in the bar, Grubhub, I feel there. Now, I know some people but maybe they were hiding in the house beforehand. I'm feeling, the pendulum pointed to the bar in the Grub truck, and I apologize, I keep calling it Grubhub because of the delivery service. Sorry, Grub truck. I will try to correct myself and not make those mistakes. It was late last night. Okay, so we want to kind of look at something though, but there's a lot of people who, profilers, people like that, who swear they've been in the house. Okay, So I'm going to go ahead and look at that. But one of the things I think of, okay, colleges, okay, little parties. And if somebody has a relatively big party in that house, it could be very easy to slip in even if not invited, maybe not be noticed, look like you're a friend of a friend, right? That could easily happen. Easily happen. So we're going to answer that question. Were they in the house? And I want to look at just a little bit more if Spirit has anything more to say about the dog. Because last night's read, I got that hermit energy, but on the Thoth deck, which is just a wee bit different, the hermit card is just a wee bit different than your typical Rider-Waite. A lot of times we think of a hermit, an old man, a teacher. It's a little bit different in the Thoth. You always gotta adjust your mind like the way Crowley intended it. On that one, it does have Cerberus, the three-headed dog that guards Hades, right? And I showed you guys. I go, look, there is a dog in there. Okay. And so, but what the meaning, can be, like say the hermit, goes into the cave, they're going to face some deeper, darker aspects of themselves. That in Thoth, that's what it kind of means. What is Virgo, you're going to kind of scrutinize your details and all that stuff. That kind of energy, a loner, hermit, but also could be going into some dark areas, shine a little light, right? Could be a productive, facing the shadow kind of energy. But obviously, if for some reason was ill-dignified or something, could go into some dark stuff, right? Okay, so we got that. But there is still a dog. Cerberus is still a dog. So there's speculation. If the dog knew the person, maybe wouldn't have barked. Well, I'll tell you, if it knew the person or not, once started doing some stuff, okay, the dog's going to be upset, right? There's some people say no barking, some people are saying barking. I can't confirm or deny either one. And then there is, we've got this one skin dog in October, but then that dog is left unharmed. Now there could be all kinds of reason for that. We're gonna try to scrutinize it and stuff, because a lot of people could make assumptions because the dog wasn't harmed. Maybe it hid. For example, it's a big house. Maybe it got real scared and ran off and hid. Maybe he kicked it and it ran and it was terrified. Okay, it hid and he doesn't have time to go find it. Okay, we don't know. It looks like a little friendly dog. Is that little, one of those little, like those poodle terrier things or something. It looks like a friendly dog. Okay, so we don't know. Maybe he would have if he could have found it. Just saying. I'm just if I was feeling it out, that be one way to get back at somebody, right? Hurt the dog if he even knew the dog. But the dog could have been scared, ran off. It's a big house. Maybe he didn't know where it was. Maybe he kicked it and it ran. Okay, maybe it got scared. We don't know. Dogs, we always assume a dog is going to go and try to protect its owner. That's not always going to happen. If it's a friendly dog, if it's a sweet dog, if it's a scaredy dog, if it was a pit bull, then it's probably going to, right? Okay, so it's a friendly dog. A second, okay, so we got this one. So we want to look at this one. Are they connected to this? I mean, this would be some kind of creepy act here. I don't know why they picked this dog. I don't know what it is, but it looks like somebody, that's apparently what it is. Not trying to gross you guys out. Left the fur on the neck and the legs, apparently, but skinned and did this whole, fillet kind of thing with the dog. Maybe, and could it have been a ritualistic kind of thing? Sometimes, is there any kind of occult weird stuff in there? So I wanted to take a look at that. So let's go ahead and look at the article as I kind of said all that, okay? So we're going to look at any connection with the dog. Did this person know the dog? Had it ever been familiar? Just any other little, I'm going to leave it open to what Spirit has to say on the dog. Then we're going to look at the other aspect. Have they been in the house before? I'm just going to answer that. Just answer on that angle. A little bit more, just probe just a wee bit more if we can answer that. If they have been in the house prior to that night. That would answer the question that they had been there and they knew the layout. Okay? So like I said, if you look other bits, neighbor is eliminated. Okay, the one neighbor, Jeremy's done. We're looking in another area. Oh, and then, yes, there is some talk of somebody going around with a mask, going up to doorbell cams to kind of freak people out. Okay, and there was a snip I saw on one of the YouTube ones. Maybe I'll put it up in community. It looks like somebody has got one of those masks. We'll look a wee bit. That is this weird mask person going in, door cams that's trying to creep people out. Somebody, okay. There is also something about somebody got arrested recently for brandishing a knife in September. on some young girls on campus. It was about September 12th. They're not releasing the name. They're keeping tight-lipped about it. All they said is maybe 18 to 22 of age. Doesn't quite fill the bill of an older person who's real bold. Like you can see being out scared, but, you know, do this. This is a... We'll see. May or may not be the same one. I'm just not sure on that. There's a little bit to look at. So let's flesh it out. I don't want to spend too long because I don't want to get wiped out. The last few days, I've been very, very low energy. I had to rest, pump up for this. Let's get to it. First, let's talk about the dog. Okay, so, and of course, there's articles. University of Idaho killer spared life of dog. Like I said, did the dog get scared and hide? It's a big house. Maybe it ran. You know, and maybe it's a scared dog. Maybe it's, you know, maybe it would love to defend, but it's terrified. Maybe it got kicked really good. Maybe somebody kicked the dog, and it ran and it hid. Okay, it ran for its life. You know, and stuff. You know, we don't know. Did the dog happen to bite? You know, it's hard to say. We don't know. Okay, now it does say the cops rule out link between skinned pet dog and the students. I just don't see how they could, to be honest. And here's, this is New York Post about the 22nd. A skin pet dog found dead last month in the grisly murders of the 4 University of Idaho students are not connected. That's what they're saying. But, you know, detectives are aware of Leda County Sheriff's incident. This happened on October 21st. Okay, and 12-year-old mini Australian Shepherd death. So... there's and of course this was a human that did this, of course, yes, she said, obviously it has to be, and stuff, and it does seem a little ritual. Somebody want to scare somebody, you know, there's definitely something, but you know, they you know, and then detectives are also aware of Moscow police incident. Apparently they're saying it was about a few miles. This was determined to be wildlife activity and unrelated. But the owner said this was a human that did this. She said she was told. Pet's owner, Monday, says this dog is apparently skinned from the neck to the legs. Like the fur is cut off. So I don't know why they could say this is wildlife activity. Unless they don't want to scare the pants off people. Well, you know, I'm having a hard time believing it. And like I said, you know, there's Inside Edition. It even made Inside Edition, the skin dog. I find this very difficult to believe that's wildlife. The news about his killing sparked fears in the community that the 2 incidents could be linked. You know, like I said, it just says Leda County Sheriff's does not believe so. This is November 21st. Local pet dog was found skinned and killed just weeks before the murders of the 4 University of Idaho students, sparking fears in the community that the incidents could be linked. Buddy, a 12-year-old mini Australian Shepherd that belonged to Pam and Jim Colbert, was skinned and left with just fur on its legs and face when he was killed when they let him out of their Moscow home October 21st. But he was found just 3 miles and 3 weeks off from the off-campus. It was like a deer that someone had hunted. Pam Colbert, 78, told the Daily Mail. They cut him around the neck and just skinned him. His little legs had fur and his little face had fur, but the rest was skin. That's not wildlife, guys. And, you know, so, and a spokesperson from Layton County Sheriff tells Inside Edition email, we have nothing to indicate these 2 cases are connected in any way. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have, you know, something to indicate, but it sure is something, you know, to kind of pay attention to. Okay, you know, and we passed all the relevant information, yeah. We do think the dog, okay, there it is. We do think the dog was killed by a human. Excuse me. Okay, so let me correct. I don't know where the other one said wildlife. I don't know why. But this is Inside Edition, made it a little bit better. And then, yep. So that's one of the things we're going to look at. Is there some kind of build-up, weird kind of thing going on? Somebody was getting a little weird practice or some strange thing. We just don't know. We're going to look at if this and sadly the Idaho murders are connected. Okay, we've got the dog. I'm going to keep this up here for energy, Buddy's energy. Okay, because it looks just like Buddy. I mean, guys, when I pull this card, hold on. Where's a picture of the dog? I mean, you have to admit this is crazy. You know, you got to, and hold on. Oh, where I just saw Buddy. Okay, hold on. Where's Buddy? Nope, they've got a picture. Hold on. I swear Buddy was just here. I mean, let me just put them side by side, guys. You know, a lot of coinky dinkies, right? Okay. Where's Buddy? All right. You tell me. I know it's a spooky thing, guys. I know. Do these look... I know it's not exact. Definitely the ears, because his little ears are perked up. But it's just a weird coinky-dink, isn't it? That the dog card is pulled. It was pulled on read 1. But there's a whole lot more about dogs. It doesn't... It's kind of... Could I guess, is Buddy the spark? Okay? It looks just like him. The black here, the white. Just like him. We're going to keep his energy up there. So let's focus a couple things we want to know. One, did the person who do that to Buddy, the one who did that? That's what we're going to ask the tarot. We're going to try to do that. Will that ever be answered by the cops? I do not know. But we're still going to inquire. Inquiry minds want to know. 2, did for some reason, I know there's various things. Some people say they heard a dog barking. Some people say they didn't. How do we know? Okay, and we could kind of look at, basically why was the dog, like I said, the dog could have hid. It's a big house. It looks like a big house, right? Okay, so first we're just going to focus dog. Then we're going to focus on if the person has ever entered that house and knew the layout. Just like people are saying. There's a lot of people who swear they had to know the layout. It's like a maze, right? I got Buddy right here. We're going to have his energy there, okay? He didn't deserve what he got. There's that 10 of Cups. We're going to talk about the house. We're not ready yet. Unless Spirit ends up bringing it up. 10 of Cups could depict a home, happy home life. It's come up quite a bit. So one of the things I want to focus on, Spirit, is the person who hurt Buddy connected. And then there's been somebody walking around going to doorbell cams. They got a mask on. They show up on the camera. And they are... something's coming to me. It's almost like they're doing... I know this is going to sound creepy. You know that movie, The Purge? Because I did see a little image of the mask and going to door cams. I feel they might have a fascination with the movie The Purge. Something about that movie The Purge. Okay? Just get throw it out there. I'm feeling something with that. That would explain something. They could be that masked person. They probably are. Whoa, something just flew out. Okay, we got the 2 of Swords. Just let me sit with it there. 2 of Swords. Okay, so we know... just let me sit with it. It flew out myself. I know it's called peace in this, but this is about making sometimes a choice and decision. Okay. It could represent 2 attacks. Yes. 2 attacks with the sword. Okay. That's what we're focusing on. That makes sense. I'm gonna go with that for the issue at hand. That's exactly what I'm focusing on. We know the 1 attack, sadly, with our young people, but also with Buddy the dog. Are they connected? I don't want to do too big of a read. I don't think I need too bad. Just okay. Just want to focus. I feel it's an important detail. It may not sound like an important detail, but yet it came up for a reason, right? It would be an important detail. It could be a ritual thing. Somebody could potentially have a little weird occult thing. Oh, I did check on October 21. Remember the Hermit card I said is the Virgo card? Major Arcana Virgo. The moon was in Virgo that day. And it was a waning crescent, and it was in Virgo. It just happens to be a Virgo. Always pay attention to little details. Sometimes I know cops don't look at this stuff, but I do. I pay attention to all little details. It is got that moon. I do notice got a little Virgo there. Got a little three-headed Cerebus. Sometimes spirit will narrow down the perfect card to say something. Just always pay attention. All right, buddy. I know you didn't deserve what you got. We're going to focus on your energy. Who knows? Maybe you'll help. Maybe something with you will help solve the case. Okay, let's go and see. There we got the Tower. We got the Sun in the Tower. We're going to kind of focus here. We're focusing on us. You know, yeah, we definitely know the Tower, the explosion, the all-seeing eye. Remember, the all-seeing eye, I guess, can be the all-seeing eye of God, but it also can be cameras, because a lot of things get caught on camera. Remember, we were talking about those door cams. I was just talking about door cams. Somebody walking around with a mask. Now, the Sun can represent innocence. Ace of Swords. Okay, there we go. Right under Buddy. Isn't that terrible? I know. But we got to look at it. Somebody took pleasure in doing what they did to Buddy. Yes. But I've also got the Sun and Virtue. Death. And I will explain that. Not that this person virtuous. Definitely not. Definitely taking innocence. I know it's kind of a weird thing. But we do want to focus on it. Let me just kind of focus, because I know the Sun and everything differently. Virtue. Well, we know a Virtue, poor little dog, it definitely would be virtuous. Buddy is definitely that, just right across and everything. And also I know that, okay, ship comes in moment, right? Definitely can be about planning action, you know, a little bit deeper than planning. You know what you're kind of going to do. You know what you're going to do. Step forward. We got choices. Where we're focusing on are both crimes, right? We got one crime with the Ace of Swords. Buddy is what I'm focusing on. Took pleasure in what they did, absolutely. But I've also got the Sun there, next to the Tower. We got that chaos and everything like that. Death, of course. Obviously the death of Buddy. Obviously the death of the girls. Look at that Knight of Cups. So that's a very interesting one. Give me a moment. I just light him in. Give me a moment there. I actually feel the Queen of Discs is the owner of the dog. I actually feel the... Okay. Prince of Cups. It's a different energy. That is Scorpio energy too. Could potentially be influenced by the moon. Could have a little bit of a cult kind of energy. But I actually feel this as weird as it is. I actually feel that the person, because the Sun is there, I know this person, the killer is an innocent person, right? We know that. Okay, sometimes Sun can reflect innocence for me. Maybe that's why even in read 1, you know, Jeremy, poor guy, you know, and everything, but, you know, sometimes can reflect innocent person getting looked at. As he always knew that. I'm always aware. Got the Tower, you know, this death, definitely death of Buddy, but it's looking like unrelated. Prince of Cups is popping up in here. Feels like a different character, a different cast of characters. Usually with this person, Hermit, very major arcana, the sorority thing. Prince of Wands is a pretty good, is a pretty, like, the temper kind of energy. I know I've talked about the Dark Knight, though. There could be some weird things in transits and stuff like that. Except the Queen of Discs, I feel, is the owners of Buddy, and things like that. You know, kind of a gentle, you know, kind of energy there. So I actually feel at the moment what it's saying, you know, that it's looking like another person. I'm actually, Spirit is kind of make me feel they could be a younger kind of energy. Creepy. You know, I don't know what is the darkness that has come over Moscow, Idaho. But I'm feeling that there is a this is a different person, believe it or not. I wasn't sure about it, but we're not done with the dog. Okay. Sometimes, you know, and then I almost have to look at, like I said, the darkness that is coming down on Moscow, Idaho. It's almost like poor Buddy is a signal of things to come, yet it looks like unrelated. It's a very creepy, scary kind of thing. Okay. I don't know how to explain it, but I do feel they look... I'm going to go ahead. The cops said they have no reason to connect the two. I'm going to go ahead and say, especially with that prince and everything, that kind of maybe a water sign energy, that they're not connected. So far, they're not connected. Feels a younger, maybe not teens, but just a little bit of a younger energy than what I've been feeling. Okay? Okay, maybe not necessarily college students. Somebody's got some issues. And some people, I know when you're coming up, creeping up at Halloween, it's a couple days from Scorpio. 21st. Technically, 21st very often in astrology can be a change of the season, though it technically is on the 23rd for Scorpio. Could have thought we were going into the fall solstice. Or wait, no, what am I saying? No, that's the fixed point of Scorpio. Excuse me, is what I meant to say. Could have thought it was just transitioning into Scorpio at that time. That's a possibility. If they have any knowledge of any kind of occult. It almost sounds like a weird, kind of a creepy occult kind of thing. Okay? Kind of want to shock. You know, poor little guy. Didn't deserve what he got. And maybe that explains some things why, you know, a dog is not killed, but then that happens. So it's looking like, even, like I said, it's almost a weird sign of things to come, a darkness coming over, but yet not the same person. Okay, so I've answered that question. All right, so I'm going to keep Buddy to the side, though, because now I'm going to switch to, even though it looks unrelated, yet is connected, I want to switch over to the dog in the house. I also want to look at, has the person ever been in the house? Now we're going to go answer question number 2. Like I said, I don't want to go too terribly long. But yeah, with the sun card kind of popping up in there, their tower, you know, they do the one crime and everything, but not this one. I've got a different energy coming in. A different male energy, feels a wee bit younger. You know, hey, I could always be wrong, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay, I've got a different kind of energy there. But yeah, it's almost like that. Buddy is like that. Sadly, what is the darkness? It's coming from Moscow, Idaho. You know, and the things to come. I know that's a terrible thing to say. We need the angels to come. Need the angels to come in there. I feel they're trying. I can definitely feel they're trying. I definitely feel their presence. Okay, we're working on it. I'm sorry what you got, buddy. Yeah, but I always say that Queen of Pentacles energy makes me feel the owner. Could maybe have been a weird kind of a occult thing. Just saying. So the 3-headed Cerebus is something else. Of course, it's definitely a different type of dog energy. All right, now we're going to answer. We're going to focus. We've eliminated the one neighbor. We're done, right? We're good, right? At least I'm feeling good on it. Myself, we're feeling pretty much, or at least I'm feeling, I don't know about you. Let me speak for myself. I'm feeling kind of more at the bar. And then also at the truck area. Now, Kaylee did say she felt a stalker. That's what the father revealed today. He did confirm that for the first time. That would make some sense with her being the target. Okay, if that is the case. I hate that read alone about it killed me. That's the one that really did it for me. It's the shortest one, but that's the one that did it for me, okay? All right, so anyway, but let me set that aside so I don't get emotional. So we want to we're going to focus on some things here. We definitely, and I definitely feel like doesn't know very well. Maybe knows of, doesn't know real well. Kind of spotted him, seen him before. Maybe been at that bar before, right? You know, so there's something there, some creep value. Maybe something happened. A look at this. Like I said, it could be as simple as a look. Maybe laughed at something. They're a little drunk. And remember, if you go to read one, the very first one wanted to kill their happiness, kill their joy, right? Now we're going to focus on the house. Let's get to it. I'm going to have to cleanse after this one. Okay, we got that block guard. Okay, now sometimes Nine of Wands I can see for restraining orders. I am not sure if there has been any kind of restraining order or talk of. Now we got that Seven of Wands. I talked about that in last night's read. I know that can be the stand up, stand ground Ethan card, but this is taking on a different meaning. Because we're not focused in that area. The offense card. The reason why I say this could be about being offended, okay, which is very interesting. Let me explain something that I teach in tarot. Okay, so we're dealing with Thoth. So I know it says strength. A lot of people think of the major arcana Leo. This is strength in Thoth. It is the Nine of Wands. This is what I always say. This is defense, which is a block, Nine of Wands. This is offense. Okay, offense, defense, offense, defense. Some tarot readers have a hard time telling the wands apart. They get confused in the energy. So you see this one kind of stand up, stand ground. Go on the offense. So what if somebody got offended? Offended, right? Okay, so maybe block. I'm trying to block advances. Maybe, I'm not sure if a restraining order or talk or restraining order is with the father. I'm sure he's got to keep a few things to his chest, but he did give us just a little tip out there, okay, that she did say something. Didn't give a name or anything. Offense, defense, offense, defense. Okay, that's where we're at. Let's go back down. Okay, could got offended somehow, rejected, offended. Okay, now come on, energy though. Had we been in the house before? That's what we're going to look at. Okay, Seven of Cups could be about parties. It could be about drinking. It could be that it could be, like addictions and things like that. Debauch, yes, I know it's called that. But I also know it can represent like, drinking and addictions and things like that. So I would look at that for maybe parties and stuff. And sometimes, fraternities, sororities can get a little debauch, okay? We got kind of that Fool card. Might have, somewhat trusted in what point. She's a sweet person and everything. I do get the Success card. Okay, so I know that can be, the card can be about give and receive and things like that, kind of give the beggars and everything. Let me just sit with that for a minute. I do notice some Taurus energy. Give me a moment. Past energy, we know. Now, I'm in past energy, that Death card. Just a moment. Justice. Okay, I guess it's past at the moment. That's true. Hold on. You're going to spook me out with that darkness. You look like a dark witch. There's a Hermit card. Okay, and I'm focusing on the house here. Have we been in that house? Three of Cups, definitely party, celebration. The three girls, sometimes the 3 cup represent party, celebrations, a little bit of drinking and stuff and everything. But have we been in? Just hold on. Up there, we know the Ruin card. We know what happened coming in, but have we been in? There's the weapon, okay? Ace of Swords. We talk about that a lot. And stuff. And power. We want to take power. Parties. But have we been blocked? Have we been blocked in some way? Not let in. Okay, Knight of Wands is up. I got my guard here. There's the 10 of Cups. I'm done. 10 of Cups can represent a home. It's come up quite a bit to represent this little. Apparently, it's not a sorority home, but it's a girl's, little rental home. Got Death, Justice. I would say success means somehow they successfully got in and knew something here. Give, receive kind of energy. Found a way. It looks like a little bit of partying. Party. Okay. Probably somewhere in there once, like they're having a little thing. Maybe there was quite a few people slipped in. Maybe would think unnoticed. It is what my vibe kind of tells me. Obviously, everything happens very fast. The Hermit's right there. He was in last read, right? Or we were talking. I just spent time talking about the Hermit. Okay, so it looks like with energy, remember, justice is coming. Justice keeps showing, guys. Hang in there. Death, justice, but yes, we got that 10 of Cups. So that answers the question. So they've been in the house before, but it feels more unwitting to me in the sense kind of maybe, like maybe hope, how like say, okay, so you got a little house party and things like that. And maybe just kind of slip in like other people, how like maybe I'm just going to go ahead and assume, let's just, it's a little college town. Kind of people walking down the street, they're giggling, drinking a bar, it's Saturday night. Oh, look, a house party, let's go check it out. It's probably one of those kind of deals, right? That's kind of what, hey, how's it going? That kind of thing. That's what it kind of makes you, maybe somehow once wandered in that way, knew a little bit. Could have potentially creeped in before. That's a possibility. I feel definitely aware of. So they've been in it at some point, though. Now, how well the person knew this room, that I do. I'm not. I can't really bet my life on that one, not yet. But they've been in there before. Okay. So we got that Ruin. We got Ruin and Death, like last night, pop up. Hermit's right here. He's been in there. Matter of fact, the 10 of Cups is right across from there. Okay. So that's some things we got the weapon and also to take power. It was, it's a power move, trying to be powerful and stuff like that. 4 of Pentacles power. Let me sit with that for a minute. I mean, obviously it's power, but let me just hold on. Wait. You always pay attention to details. Don't lose your details here. This is Sun in Capricorn, by the way. Sometimes you just gotta If someone, you see that mandala? Sometimes when you meditate, it'll take you to a place. Just that's what the Crowley designed some of these weird images for. I know they look weird. That's what they're intended for, though. Do that. And as I kind of focus on this, you just focus. I'm not sure how many bedrooms are in that house. I'm really not, but we know definitely, there's, we've got like a basement, and then, we've got a few levels. But if you were just going to focus on that, just like if you were going to focus, it's almost like taking a roof off of something and looking at rooms, going from room to room, right? Now, I'm not saying this is the layout of the house. That's not possible with the tarot. But it does look like it when you just kind of probe it. Like if you were going to take the roof off and look into the layout of the home and know exactly where the rooms are. You may not know where everybody sleeps. Maybe it's been a while since you've been in there. You kind of slipped in once at a party. You had an idea. Now, I know people said it's like a maze. I did notice somebody said that. But there's ways, if you want to really do it, Rambo style, there's ways that, people were able to find the layouts. You can find it on Zillow. You can find, it's not that hard. Okay, it's real easy. Just like if I want to, if you get an apartment, you can find a layout. And this makes me feel they looked at a layout in advance. See, that just you always want to, that's why, just like that mandala. Sometimes when you meditate on it, you start seeing things. Just focus. It almost looks like you took the house off, took the roof off, and you're reading a layout. You're looking at a layout of something, like, oh, there's a room. If I was going to do it, there's a room, there's that room. Ooh, that looks almost like stairs. See what I'm saying? So what I feel they somehow maybe slipped in, maybe, I just visualize people walking down the street kind of energy and stuff like that. But somewhere, like I said, there's that offended. Somebody gets offended. They don't give me the time of day. Girls like that. No. And so, I do want to look at, I remember, with the surveillance camera thing came out last, that weird masked person. And a matter of fact, just when I zoom in on that weird masked person that's wanting to pop up on cameras and creep people out, scare people, I told you I had a feeling somebody wanted to bring Moscow, Idaho City to its knees and scare all the students. Okay? See me a moment. Just want to focus on just keeping secret. There's a Princess of Wands to represent all the girls. That's been kind of all their card. Their feminine, their fire, their energy, and stuff like that. Dominion can be about dominate. Yep, definitely wants to dominate the whole city. It totally enjoys that nobody knows who they are exactly, and has terrified everyone. But yeah, when I saw that mask, like the snip, I'm gonna have to find. I'll put it in community, guys. The video that I found and stuff. The one snip, I don't know how they got a door cam photo, but I looked at it and everything, and it made me feel like that purge. Like maybe this is why they're just walking up to doors, being real kind of weird and stuff. Like it's almost like the purge. I feel like they might have some weird thing with the movie. Now let me hold on one second. Just give me a moment. The movie The Purge.
There are 5 The Purge films. Here are the first.
With the mask.
The Purge, Anarchy, and The Purge, election year.
Give me a moment. Now, The Purge was in 2013. There's the number 13. What's the night of The Purge? Give me a moment. What is supposed to be the night of The Purge? That's what I want to look at. What was the night? Just humor me here. Okay, it was released on July 18th. There was other ones. Okay, but what is... Okay, here's the plot. Let's just let me... It could be, it could not be. I don't know. What is the night of the purge? We've got this political party and all this weird stuff. When I saw that image, it made me think of the movie The Purge. Okay. Now, just hold on a second. Okay. In the movie The Purge, what is supposed to be the night of the purge? Isn't there? Do they tell the date in the movie?
According to Wikipedia, however, the country is a dystopia which celebrates an annual national holiday known as the Purge, a day in which
Oh, March 21st. Okay.
becomes decriminalized for a 12-hour period.
So it's okay. So the date itself is not, yeah. We just kind of. Okay, so it's supposed to, it was March 21st from 7 to 7. Okay, I was just curious. And stuff like that. And stuff. But then I also know the power of Halloween. But I don't know, something. I just get this feel there may have been some kind of fascination with that movie. I know it's not the date, but maybe, the urges came sooner. They were not going to do it on Purge Day specifically. But just was curious about that. But just something. I believe, maybe later they will kind of show that some of the door cam, but there is somebody kind of walking around Moscow, Idaho, just popping up on door cams, just trying to, and everything, and in a mask. Is looks like that's fairly accurate. Creepy, but it looks like that's what's happening there. And just something made me feel like the Purge, that particular energy. Some kind of darkness is on little Moscow, Idaho. Okay, so where am I at here? Okay, so I do feel, so far what I've got, if everything is correct, that Buddy, sadly, ASF, maybe feels a victim of someone a wee bit younger. ASF, not too terribly young, but still a wee bit younger, but does feel apparently unconnected, if I'm reading correctly. Okay, does feel unconnected. Sun could be shed light innocence. I know I got that tower for death, but it could be we did one crime and not the other. Okay, got side by side sun, but tower. One, but not the other. Okay. Hermit, is energy that shows and stuff like that. For the second, but the first, I was getting a Prince of Cups energy. It makes me feel another person, another individual. Somebody's definitely got some emotional imbalance and things like that. Some kind of weird stuff. And everything made me want to creep him out. I do not know why they picked that particular dog. Unfortunately, I just don't know. That particular thing. I didn't really focus on, did they have some bone to pick with the people? I don't know. They're just old people. They're just minding their own business. This is a 12-year-old dog. But when I focus on the house, they've been in the house. The Ten of Cups pops up that they've been in there. And notice what I just said, focus like a Mandela. See, that's why I try to show you guys what I'm seeing. It just make it clear so you can experience what I experience if at all humanly possible. Power card, I want to take power, right? It almost looks like if I just took the roof off of something and I was looking at a layout, wouldn't it like little bedrooms, and it almost looks like a little thing that you're kind of looking into. Just like if you were looking at a what do you call it? Whatever, just a layout or thing. Something on Zillow, the insides. An apartment where the bedroom is here. What do you call that? Layout or something. So it does make me feel a couple things there that they somehow maybe looked in there, but maybe they weren't super familiar. Like they didn't ever get a chance to scout it out, but they probably did look at some kind of plan. They something maybe knew a little bit better there. It looks like they're trying to kind of maneuver. This one feels a little older energy than the one who hurt Buddy. Okay, so I just want to get with that. I just wanted to send that to you. I know that's some tough energy to deal with once again. I'm going to finally get to work and everything. I'm going to try to, cleanse some energy, but I did want to kind of get that out there. So I do feel somewhere they were in, okay, but they were not connected to this dog. And so, I did want to answer. I almost forgot one thing. Give me a moment. We were going to keep that dog energy there, right? Now I know I'm going to switch over. This is going to be Kaylee's dog, right? Kaylee? It's her dog, right? Just the focus. Did her dog know the person who came in? I'm just not feeling it. Just not feeling it necessarily. Can it even answer? Just here's that. I know it's the Ouroboros. Ouroboros is a different kind of snake. I know I got somebody. There is a betrayal and kind of energy there, left evidence behind and everything. But when I think about that, this is gonna be futility, leaving evidence behind. but also the dog is left behind, right? He's alive. He's alive, innocent. Something about that has a different attitude about dogs, if I get in the mind. This one has a different attitude about dogs. This one likes dogs. This one likes dogs, which is weird. So the other one, like I said, the killer and stuff like that, of Buddy, apparently is not the same. This one likes dogs. Something about it. Maybe because what the Lenormand card says. Dogs are loyal. Dogs are good. Dogs are loyal. Dogs are man's best friend. But those bitches, that's why the dog lived. But I don't necessarily, and that's why I kind of look at that. I feel they are evidence. There's something that her dog has. Maybe there's something on it. I almost maybe even pet the dog. Maybe try to calm the dog. Something like that. Just something I kind of feel there. But this person doesn't have a problem with dogs. Now I know sometimes some of you may wonder, what about the boyfriend? And wasn't it? No, I'm not feeling a boyfriend. This is somebody. They're okay with dogs because dogs are loyal. Girls aren't. Women aren't. Women are. But dogs are loyal. Okay. That's why Buddy, or I'm sorry, Buddy, the other dog, I can't remember his name, was spared. Okay, but it may, I know the barking that I'm not sure of. It's real hard to interpret sound in tarot. But just my feel, I was just feeling maybe kind of got scared and ran. Didn't want to hurt the dog though. Okay, I hope that answers the question. I know it's a very strange thing. I'm going to get this out there, and then like I said, I'm going to cleanse up and get to work. Have a good one, guys.